right. This is Lucia Huberger, and I am here with Samantha Sparks and Chelsea Dagger, and this is the Chocolate Starfish podcast.
Thanks for having us, Lucy.
Yeah, man. Nice to be here.
Alright, so Sam, you believe that super PACs are a good thing for democracy.
Yes, I do.
And I disagree. I think that PACs, super PACs, are really bad for democracy.
So I have a question for the both of you. How could super political action committees possibly be a bad thing for our government, society, and democracy?
Well, the thing is, Chelsea, they aren't a bad thing at all. They're great for free speech, which is an important cornerstone for our society. This is possible because they don't limit the amount of money spent on spreading a candidate's message.
I disagree completely. Super PACs actually limit free speech because only the very rich 1% are heard. This leaves the other 99% of our society unheard and unrepresented. Just because someone doesn't have millions, even billions of dollars, doesn't make their opinion any less valuable.
How do super PACs benefit the wealthy 1%?
They benefit the 1% because PACs accept anonymous donations. They use this money to produce research and promote ads that benefit the interests of these donors. You could say it's a legal form of money laundering.
No, that's such a radical comparison. You can't equate the legal and moral practice of raising political funds to the immoral and awful act of laundering money.
Okay, ladies, calm down. Regardless of whatever this is, good or bad, right or wrong, has there ever been any attempt by the government to regulate political financing?
Yes, according to CNN, quote, in 1971, Congress enacted limits on individual contributions to federal candidates and political committees in the wake of the Watergate scandal.
Okay, we can all agree that Watergate was a national tragedy, but that doesn't change the facts here. More political funding leads to a higher voter turnout. That's just a fact. We can see this in between the 2006 and the 2012 presidential elections. Less caps on funding for super PACs means we don't have to rely on possibly biased news sources for information on a candidate's or party's ideologies. Instead, we have the option to get information straight from the source.
Fundraising is a far better way to finance a campaign because it gathers support from a large amount of small donations, rather than a small amount of large donations.
Well, before super PACs even existed, if a candidate lost a handful of states, they would be practically financially forced out of the race. Super PACs give candidates enough time and money to spread their message and make it to the end.
If a candidate is losing support from the general population, that's just a consequence of democracy. Again, fundraising is the way to go. A recent study by Demos and the U.S. Public Interest Group found that, quote, super PACs raised about $181 million in the last 2 years, with roughly half of it coming from fewer than 200 super rich people, end quote. This is just one of the results of the Supreme Court ruling of Citizens United versus Federal Elections Commissions.
What is United Citizens versus Federal Election Commissions?
It was a case involving campaign financing. It struck down the Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act, freeing labor unions and corporations to spend money on electioneering communications and to directly advocate for elections or defeat of candidates.
Yes, a case that did great things for political free speech in this country.
It also gave the special interest groups and their lobbyists even more power over the government. Alright, that about wraps things up. So, what do you think? Are political action committees bad for democracy?
Or are they a great solution to a lengthy and inadequate fundraising campaign?
You decide.